Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about Shao Kahn and pretty much make an in-depth breakdown on my strategies when I'm playing him, and specific his Realm Destroyer variation, because that's the variation that I personally think is his best. And I'm pretty much going to do a breakdown on my strategies and why I go for the things I go for, because I noticed that in my online ranked match videos, people are kind of confused as to why I do the things I do. And I'm going to break down why I do it. Okay. So first things first, whenever I get a hit confirm into the charge spear, I always go for the up spear right away, right? So a lot of people might be confused as to why I do that, because in no way is that optimal, right? I'm doing it because I'm looking for the armor break. So if you didn't know, his up spear breaks armor, and so that includes his breakaway. So whenever I go straight into the up spear, I'm looking for that breakaway. Okay. Right. So it pretty much disregards the breakaway, and I still get the up spear. Okay. So this so what's so interesting about his up spear is that regardless of it, if it breaks armor or not, he can amplify and get another pop-up, right? With other characters like Scorpion and Spawn, in order for them to get the pop-up after their armor break move, the move has to actually break the armor. But in Shao Kahn's case, he doesn't have to. He can amplify it if they don't, or if they do. Right? So whenever I get a hit confirm into the spear charge and I break the armor, you know, I'm looking for that extra damage. So that's 36% guaranteed that I got, and I pretty much made the opponent waste his meter, because I got big damage, and like the whole purpose of breakaway is to avoid damage. So I pretty much sniffed out his breakaway and got big damage anyway. So he pretty much wasted his breakaway. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm always looking to get that breakaway, and I still get big damage for it. Okay. Now, you might think to yourself, wow, well, what if the opponent doesn't break away? Okay. Whenever you go for a breakaway, you're sacrificing damage, right? Because this right here is the optimal one bar combo right here. And that's mid screen. That's the mid screen optimal combo. The mid screen optimal combo is that. But if you go for armor break and you try to go for the up spear right away, you only get 25%, right? But like I mentioned before, Shao Kahn has the option to still amplify it and get damage, right? So the opponent just completely doesn't break away, and you like pretty much have to guess that he's too scared. You can still get 33% even if they don't break away, right? That's still pretty good damage, even for 2 bars, in my opinion, anyway, right? But keep in mind that the opponent can break away on the back end and mess you up. Let's say you do that, the opponent can do this, right? So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. Going for the breakaway is pretty much a mind game in itself, and whenever you do that, whenever you be like, okay, I'm gonna, read that the opponent's gonna break away, you're sacrificing damage, okay? But I feel as though it's worth it, because if you're right, you pretty much make them waste it. right? They pretty much wasted it. Now, I had a little disagreement with a viewer recently. Like I said, he was confused as to why I wasn't going for the optimal combos, because he had the argument that you can go for the optimal combo every time, and let's say they break. His point was that you still have an offensive bar, so if you get another chance, I mean, you have another chance to hit the opponent, and they won't be able to break away from your combo, right? Right, and I say you hit them, you're gonna eat big damage. Right. And that's a valid point. You know, this is no way in saying that me going for what I'm going for is no way of saying that just playing around a breakaway is bad. Like, you can just completely just, you know, play the game like, you know, just if they break away, they break away. You can have that mentality, because at the end of the day, you're right. You do still, even if they break away, you have the knockdown. You have the advantage right here. So even though they avoid the damage, you still have the advantage, as, you know, you're right in front of their face and you can pressure them. But I look at it as you're not guaranteed to get another hit, right? You know, I mean, the opponent can just weather the storm and get out of the situation and hit you, you know? Like, what if he gets out of it and hits you? So now you have to use your breakaway, and at that point, the situation is pretty much even, right? Whereas, let's say you read the breakaway, you're right, and now you're in a way better situation, in my opinion. So let's say you guys go back to neutral, you know what I'm saying? And let's say I get my offensive bar back and you get one defensive bar back. Keep in mind, you need 2 defensive bars to break away. So if I hit you, you can't get out of this. And now look at my life lead off of basically just 2 sequences. Like, if I'm right off of this, I already have a huge head start. You know, I already got big damage on you, and you use your breakaway. So I already have a 36% life lead on you. You can't break for, you know, a good amount of time. You know, any damage I get is pretty much just, you know, guaranteed, you know. Right? So we're in neutral. Anything I do at this point is pretty much just, I mean, even though I don't have another bar, you know, he can't break out of anything I do. And let's say he gets his defense, by the time I get my offensive bar back, he still can't break if I hit him. You know what I'm saying? He's eating that damage, right? And anything I do at this point is just, you know, I mean, now I have a 40% lead. And he hits me. Let's say he hits me, and I get out of it and I break away from his combo. I still have a huge life lead, right? And by the time I get my offensive bar back, he still can't break. %. You can't break. We're just I'm just, you know, willing away at your life. Look at my life lead, you know? And then I still can break away from your combo, still have a life lead. I got my bar back, and next combo, and now you're pretty much dead, right? it's a way, like, I think it's very scary, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, risk sacrificing a little bit of damage to be right in this situation and be in a way better situation. You know what I'm saying? Now you're in a great situation, other than just, you know, you just going for your optimal combo right here. I mean, yeah, you can get another hit and you can like kind of like do it in reverse, but why would you, like, you know, I feel as though you shouldn't leave it up to, you know, up to chance like that. You should just try to, you know, beat that situation altogether. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's worth it. But you can, by all means, you know, just disregard everything I'm saying and just play, you know, you can totally just play like this, just go for your optimals all the time, you know, and just be like, okay, I'm gonna get that next hit, you know, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with that because you do have the advantage. So, but that's just my point of view, right? I'm gonna talk about let's see. I'm gonna talk about the situation if the opponent doesn't break. Now, if the opponent doesn't break and you try to read that they break and they don't, like I said before, you only get 25%, right? But I also said that you have that option still to amplify and get a little bit more damage, right? Now you can do that, and like I said, the opponent can break on the other end. So your two options, what you want to do is either this, try to read that they're going to break on the back end and do another up spear to break their armor, because if you do that, let's see, let's record. Right, so let's just do both. So now you have two options. You can either do that, go for the up spear on the back end, right? Or you can do an uppercut on the back end, right? And that's if the opponent doesn't break. Because like I said, you have an option to amplify and still get a little bit of extra damage, right? So this is what happens if, you know, you armor break them on the back end. You get 32%, but if they don't break, as you can see, you get 29%. Now, out of the two options, I think the uppercut is better, because you get 30% if they don't break, but if they do break, you get 31%, 316. So you could round it up to 32%. So I think the uppercut is a better option on the back end. Like if you amplify, like if you go for the up spear and they don't break and you choose to amplify, the best option I think is just to go for the uppercut, because you get a guaranteed 30, not the 29% if you go for the up spear and they don't break away. And if they do break away, you get a little bit extra damage, like around the 32% if they do break away, if they do the up spear, right? $29%. $32%, right? But if you do the uppercut, you're guaranteed to get 30% right here. And if they try to break on the back end, you still get around the same damage if you broke their armor. Okay, so I just think that, you know, the uppercut is a little bit more consistent, but you can do whatever option you want, right? Now, so pretty much people were probably wondering to themselves, like, or saying to themselves, damn, like 30% for 2 bars, that's kind of not worth it. It's a little underwhelming, right? And you do have a point if you're thinking like this. Like, as I was, labbing some more, I was thinking like, damn, it is a little underwhelming that you're spending that much resources for just 30%. Like in the broader scheme of things. Now, if if it's match start, then that is a very, very valid assessment, right? But if the opponent has low health, so let's say the opponent has 30%, right? It's 100% worth it to spend that extra bar, because you pretty much put the opponent in a situation where there's nothing they can do. They're gonna die. If they're 30% and you let me get the 4-3-4 confirm, you're dead. That's pretty much game over, right? Let's see. Let's record a couple options, right? Or let's just see. Let's read that they're gonna break early. So let's say you're 30%. Let's say you try to break early. You're dead. Even if I go for the uppercut on the back end, you're still dead. I can even go for the regular combo. I already know that you can't break again. I can go for that if I really want to swag on you, but I can go for either or. No matter what, you're dead, right? And what's so crazy is on the back end, like, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you break on the front end or on the back end, you're gonna die. You're dead. You're dead. Okay? That's what makes this a variation so dangerous, is that in situations like that, like, breakaway is pretty much irrelevant. The game is over. You're not getting out of it. Game over. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're like, oh my god, I shouldn't spend like that extra bar. In that situation, spend that bar. But let's say it's match start. Now you see me do this, like I would, I would just, whenever I get the up spear, I would just amplify no matter what, right? But now I find that, you know what I'm saying, if you just get the up spear for the one bar, I mean, if you really think about it, is 25% really that bad damage? Like, do you really, like, if, let's say the match just started and you got the first hit, I mean, it's really not like you said, like people, like what you're probably thinking, it's really not worth it to try and, like, amplify and get 5% extra damage, right? Wow, you got 30% there. But if you just did the up spear by itself, you got 25%. So spending the extra bar for 5 extra percent, I do agree, is a little inefficient, right? So instead of doing that, I'm gonna do some changes to my gameplay, and I've already done it. Like, instead of doing that, just amplifying no matter what, trying to get that little bit of extra damage, what you should do is confirm whether or not you broke the opponent's armor, and confirm and amplify or don't amplify. Like, if you do this and you see that the opponent didn't, you didn't break their armor, just take the 25%. Just take it. 25%, yeah, that's still decent damage, right? And this is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna show you. Like, it's totally possible to confirm whether or not you broke the opponent's armor and then amplify. Like, it's totally possible to do that. Like that was a late amplify. You know, it's totally possible. The window to amplify is actually pretty wide. You know? Gotta get it first. Nah, can't be too late with it though. You gotta, you know. Like you have a little bit of time to actually like see and confirm whether or not, you know, you broke the armor. It's a pretty big flash, and you know, like if it takes it's gonna take a little getting used to, but it's definitely doable. Right? That was really late right there, I think. You know? Yeah, that was really late. Right? And if the opponent doesn't break, just take the damage. So I got 25% guaranteed, you know? And if you broke, you're going to eat another, another 12%. You know what I'm saying? And you wasted your defensive bar. No matter what, you're going to take damage, right? So I think that's a little bit more efficient way to go about this strategy of mine. And if you like it, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, you know, let me know in the comments below. And like I said, I hope this helped anyone. And this is my strategy. Like, just take it as my opinion. You can completely not listen to me. It's, you know, it's totally up to you. But this is just the way, you know, this is just what goes in my head when I play. So like I said, that's, you know, that's just how I play. And I hope this helped anyone. One more thing I want to add is you don't want to always do your armor break at the exact same time. Every single time you get the hit confirm. Like, you don't want to always do it right there. Okay, so in this guide, I've pretty much been doing it every single time right after I get the spear charge hit confirm. But as the course of the match goes on, if you notice that your opponent is like not breaking here, I would say like after the second or third time, you want to switch it up, right? You want to take you want to take advantage of that fear of the armor break to your advantage and get some extra damage, right? So let's say you get a hit confirm and you know he doesn't break right here. Instead, next time you can do something like this, get a sneak in a back three. Right? 345 is, you know, it's kind of worth 2 bars, right? Or you can just take the damage. That's 30% right there, right? Or you can even sneak in 2 back threes. 33% guaranteed. If he broke right there, you know, if he breaks right here, that's a lot of damage, right? So I can just imagine if he broke right there. So let's record that. Let's see how much damage we can really get, right? So right, record 1 back 3. Right? You just got 40%. Right? No, you can't tell me that's not worth 2 bars. Oh my God, 45%. So you can get some really big damage if you really like get in your opponent's head about you know, about breakaway. If you really are really good at reading that breakaway, it's definitely worth it, right? Oh, and that is guaranteed too. Oh my god. So that, you know what I'm saying, that's what makes this variation so dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really get in your opponent's head and you're really good at reading people's breakaways, I mean, it's devastating, right? So that's it. That's all I wanted to cover. Like I said, I hope this video helped anyone. And if it did help you, you know, leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.